Well, welcome everyone. My name is Rachel Peterson, and I am on the board of the Epilepsy Foundation of Colorado and Wyoming. But more importantly, am a big fan of the walk. I love the Denver Walk to End Epilepsy. I love fundraising for it. I just have so much fun with this event. So really excited to just share some fundraising tips and tricks and have a conversation tonight about how to really maximize our final month leading up to the walk. So I'll just ask everyone else for a quick intro too. Bree, go ahead.
Thank you. Yes, Bree Kempa. It says Rosella in my name because that's my secret work name, but you can find me either way. And I also am a member of the walk committee and have participated in the walk for, gosh, like 6 or 7 years. It's probably more than that. And similar to Rachel, just love this event, love to see everybody get together. And it's always great to see those fundraising numbers go up. So hoping to kind of help with some tips and tricks as well.
Thanks, Bree. Joe.
Hey, my name is Joe Chapman. This is my first time serving on the committee. I've done the walk twice, and I've been a counselor at the Rock and Rally camp for 2 years, and looking forward to this summer as well. So currently epileptic, and happy to be putting that superpower to good use here. So
Thanks, Joe. Amber, quick intro.
Hi, good evening. My name is Amber Skira, and I'm a team captain right now. This is my first time doing the epilepsy walk in Denver. I've done it several years when I lived in Phoenix.
Yay.
I think 3 years, or 3 or 4 years that I did the walk or the run that they had through the Epilepsy Foundation. I do have epilepsy, so I'm huge fan of the Epilepsy Foundation and appreciate all the supports that the foundation provides, and willing and in the future more than happy to participate where I can moving forward.
Great. Well, thank you for joining us. We're excited to have you join our walk, and I'll be excited to hear from you over time. I think all the walks are different. Ours has its own little flavor, so we'll be excited to hear from you what you think. Let's see, Brian.
Hi, yeah, so I'm Brian Johnston. This is my first time doing the walk. Team captain. I'm actually creating a team on behalf of my company, UQual. So we're doing a corporate team there.
Great.
I personally have been having seizures for about 6 months now. We're not quite sure if it's epilepsy or something else as of right now, but obviously and my niece has epilepsy, so it's a cause kind of near and dear to my heart too.
Well, thank you so much for joining us, Brian. We're really excited to have you as a team captain for the first time. Let's see, Carla, if you're able to chime in, we'd love to have you introduce yourself.
Hi there. My name is Carla Avila. This is my first time participating in the epilepsy walk. I started this and created the team on behalf of my son. He has epilepsy, was diagnosed at 11, and he's now a 19-year-old, first year at college. I just feel like he needs some support to not feel so isolated, and so I thought, why don't we try this out? So I'm happy to be here and look forward to it.
Awesome. Thank you, Carla. And safe travels driving to Chicago, it sounds like. And then I do want to welcome the staff of the foundation who's on the call. Thank you. Rebecca, Raleigh, and Sarah are all our fearless, amazing staff at the foundation who do all the hard work and all the heavy lifting and are doing a ton of work to get this walk off the ground. So with that, just in the interest of time, because I was committed to only taking up a half hour of our evenings after work, we're going to jump into just some slides that I put together. So I'm going to share my screen and hope that everyone can see it. Will someone come off mic and give me a yes, we can see your slides?
Yes, I can see it.
Okay. And not like the outline, but like the full slide.
yes.
Love that. Okay. All right. So 2025 fundraising tips and tricks. And now are you seeing a different slide? No, we're Zoom slideshow. Hold on. How about now?
Yep.
Okay, great. So I think it's so important to just really focus on why we walk. And I heard some of you share that you live with epilepsy, you have a loved one with epilepsy. And I love to remind everyone that we are walking for the nearly 65,000 people in Colorado and Wyoming who live with epilepsy, that the foundation exists so that no one faces epilepsy alone. And what I love about this walk is that it brings the community together to really make a difference for those that we love. What's so amazing is that last year in 2024, we helped raise over $160,000. That is like a really meaningful fundraising effort, and just really are so thankful for everyone that contributes to that. Everything from education and awareness, training programs, seizure first aid, supportive care, many, many important and impactful programs that the Epilepsy Foundation of Colorado and Wyoming puts on for this community. So I really think it's so great to remember why we walk. And I love to share the story of, when my son was diagnosed with epilepsy 9 years ago, it felt very isolating. And the first year I went to the walk, about 6 months into that journey, it was the first time I felt a sense of community and a sense of celebration, which isn't always a word that you use in the world of epilepsy, but I find that the walk is a celebration. It's a celebration of resilience and of community, and I just think it's such a beautiful day to spend together. So just sort of wanted to start there with why we walk. And now I'm going to turn it over to my fearless co-chair, Bree, to make sure that everyone's registered, or that if you are registered, but you have others in your circle that might want to register, that even you could help them through it. So Bree, I'm going to go to the next slide. Hold, please, and ask you to walk us through how to register.
Perfect. Yes. So if you have not registered yet, you can go to epilepsycoloradowyoming.org and then /Denver Walk. You can also find it from the main page if you need to. And then you'll get this beautiful pop-up that says either register or donate now. So if you click on register, it'll ask you how you like to register. So this is the important part when you're talking to your other folks who you may want to join with your team. So if you're initially creating your team, there's a nice button that says create a team, and then you can put in your team name and your fundraising goal and your team page headline, kind of get the basic details down. If you are telling your friends and family that you would like them to join a team, they can click on join a team and then search for the name of your team. So make sure that they know the name of your team. If it's something, unique like Joe's Purple Brain, right? It's easier to find. And then that way they can kind of click through and figure out that they are joining the correct team. So that's kind of the initial piece. And then of course, once they're in there, they'll put in all their personal information. The other important part about both your team page and your individual page is making sure that it's personalized. So there will be kind of standard language and pictures and those kind of things that pop up. And so the fun part is that you get to really tell your story and add pictures and make it into your own page. So this is just our example of our page. So we have a nice team picture. And then for all of our individuals, we have our own little pictures, and you can go through and edit the details. So, put your story in there and your team headline. And if you're ever like trying to figure out, hey, how do I change it? There's a great button that says manage, and you can pick your team page. And then I just I'm showing kind of the manage page over here. And under details, that is the spot where you can put in your team name, your headline, your picture, anything that you might need. And there's actually some great functionality in there as well. So if you wanted to send like thank you emails to your donors, you can find that. You can also send solicitation emails, I believe, through here too, which is really helpful. So lots of different places that you can kind of go and make your team page someplace that when people go to, they're for sure going to be donating to you. And they know that because they're looking and seeing your name and your picture, and it's not just going to some dead end page. So yeah, that's just the very basics of getting everybody started.
Great. Thank you, Bree. And I want to also let, those of you, especially who are new to the walk, feel free and chime in with questions at any time. Because of that, how I have these slides, I can't see everyone, but just feel free to like take off mic and interrupt if you have any questions. I'll pause here though. Does anyone having any trouble registering? You guys are all set up with registering your teams at this point. Any questions? Okay. Great. That's a good sign. Okay. Thank you, Bree. So yeah, I think, these are just some ideas that, the committee, our committee has come up with, to really be effective fundraisers. Several of us have been at this for many years, and we've sort of found, some pieces that have helped us succeed. So first of all, set a goal. And I wrote on here, choose a realistic but ambitious goal. I fall into the camp of not so realistic, but ambitious. And I have found that a couple years I've actually hit that ambitious goal that didn't seem too realistic at first. So definitely encourage reach for the stars here. Break it into smaller milestones. That's a great way to do it. Like I want to fundraise, I want to raise $100 a week, right? Does that feel more doable to you? So breaking it into smaller milestones is a great way to reach a goal, and share your goal publicly. I'm a big fan of when I'm almost to like a mark, like I've almost reached $500, right? I'll make a Facebook post and say, hey, I'm $35 away from $500. Who wants to put me over the edge? And inevitably, every time someone does it, it's like just that people like knowing that they're getting you to a goal. Bree referred to this, and I think it's the most important fundraising tip we can give today. Personalize your story, whatever that means for you, however vulnerable or funny or touching, you want to be. Do what feels right to you, but share why this cause matters to you. Why do you have a team at this year's walk? Who are you walking for? What program at the Epilepsy Foundation means a lot to you? Use those personal photos, stories, videos, really making an emotional connection, whether it's through email or Facebook or any other way, cards you're sending out, any way to do it, is really helpful. Here's an example of a friend of the foundation and walk member, Sydney, who sort of, made a Facebook post with showing her family and explaining that she and her brother are both 1 in 26. And she talks about what that journey's been like for her. So personalizing that story is key, and I find really helps make a connection to donors. Can't stress this enough, but we live in a time of social media. Let's use it to our benefit. So posting regularly on whatever social media channels you like is so effective. Use hashtags, hashtag walk to end epilepsy. You can tag the Epilepsy Foundation of Colorado and Wyoming, hashtag why I walk, hashtag end epilepsy. Epilepsy sucks. I like that one. Fundraising is cool. Whatever feels fun to you, but make those posts pretty regularly. Tag your friends and supporters. A lot of times people will make their thank yous via social media. Tag someone. Thank you so much for your donation this week. Use countdowns, keep them short. I love to either use a personal anecdote or a fact, right? Reminding people that 1 in 26 people will be diagnosed with epilepsy in their lifetime. A cute picture, a meme, a graphic, right? That helps break through the clutter on the scrolling. And I like to do once a month leading up to the walk, and then once a week for that last month. So our recommendation is, starting now, hit those posts once a week, if not more often. And again, how do we make them cute? I mean, make them cute, right? Like Bree and I have cute kids we can post. So that always helps, right? Make use a funny meme, right? Like your fundraising is going, like we should call you Butter because you're on a roll. I love the post on the left is from Sarah Klein, who is our former CEO, and she loves to post, you know, sort of motivation. Like, if you help me get to my goal, I'm going to send you a beautiful painted rock, or I'm going to paint, you know, cook you cookies, whatever feels right for you to sort of motivate the people in your circle. Use it. Use those social media tools. They can, you know, they can be tough, but it can be useful as well. So, other ways to get in touch, right? Emailing and texting are huge. So send a personal email. I send an email to literally everyone I know in about March, typically, or like a purple day. I use that as a reason, or that's also the anniversary of when my son started having seizures. I'll send an email with a link to our page, a little bit of our story, and I start there. And then throughout the campaign leading up to the walk, I might send a less personal one to coworkers and colleagues. You know, I definitely send updates and thank yous via email. Make it easy, you know, always include a link, and, you know, make it easy for people. Like, you hit them and they happen to be sitting on the couch scrolling their phone, make it easy for them to make that donation.
I have a question.
Yes, please.
Are we allowed to use the foundation's logo in these email campaigns, since we're walking on your behalf?
I mean, I do. Sarah, is there any reason we can't be doing that?
Nope, you can do that as team captains, as fundraisers. Yes, the answer is yes. And we have a usage guide that's coming out, but simple answer is yes. You are a participant and a team captain, and you can use our logo on your behalf.
Great.
Perfect.
Thank you, Sarah. Yeah, good question.
And
Yeah,
I'll say that if anybody needs any help with multiple versions of logos, got our long one, 2 different stacked ones. I've got co-branded ones with the Epilepsy Walk, Colorado Epilepsy Walk. Whatever you need, shoot me a text and I will email it to you. So just letting you know that I can help you.
yeah. Thank you, Raleigh. Yeah, I mean, these are tips from Joe, but, you know, send an email blast to everyone. It's surprising how many people in your life will give if you just ask. And it's like, I think a lot of times we hesitate to ask, right? I haven't talked to them in a while. I don't know that neighbor very well, but it is amazing that, you know, how many people just love to support a good cause, something that matters to you. And then a reminder blast. Don't feel bad about doing that. I mean, how many times do we miss emails? Like, I think I missed 20 emails today. So send a reminder blast. Don't feel bad about it if people either want to donate or not, but it's not like you're overdoing it. So great reminders there. Okay. Get creative, right? This is something to be fun with, right? A lemonade stand, get your kids involved, host a bake sale, a game night, do a silent auction, partner with local businesses. I mean, Raleigh did a fundraiser last weekend, pouring beer and raising money. I've had music events where we had, you know, people donate. So lots of ways to get really creative with fundraisers. And when you do those, please do not hesitate to ask the foundation if there are materials you want, right? We have a lot of information about epilepsy that you could incorporate in these fundraisers if you want. Matching gifts are a great thing to consider. I sort of forget about it. And then recently I had someone that made a very generous donation, and all they needed was for us to fill out some paperwork, and their company matched it. There are a lot of corporations and companies out there who want to support their employees being charitable, and it can, you know, double or triple the impact. So make sure that this is on your radar. You might mention it to folks, maybe in your thank you, you say like, please let me know if you think your company might match this donation, but lots of opportunity there. So important to not forget about that option. This is another big one for me. You know, my grandmother raised me to always write a thank you note. But I think it's really important, you know, when people send a donation and they feel like it goes into a black hole because it's never acknowledged, the likelihood of them donating next year is slim to none, right? Like, it just feels good to know that someone noticed that you made a donation. So thank them quickly and personally. You might highlight their generosity on social media. You might donate, you know, whatever. There's lots of things you can do as a thank you. I know Bree and I both send thank you notes. I print up a bunch of these. It's a 2-sided card. It's got a cute picture of my kid looking like Professor Brooks. And I send it out to all my donors, and, you know, I print it up on Vistaprint. It costs me $40 or something. And it's a nice way for me to get those thank yous out there. Thanks, Sarah. And stay motivated, right? Like sometimes it can feel like, you know, this is a busy time of year, I know, for a lot of people, but have fun with it. Like celebrate each fundraising win, share progress and updates, and keep that, you know, the focus on like, what is the impact we're making here, right? So I love to tell people on social media, because they're watching me do all this fundraising, right? Whether they're donating or not. So when I can announce like, hey, I just hit my first goal, or I wanted to do this by the end of May and I did it, that's really valuable. And then finally, you know, the final thing to do as we get really close to the walk, remind people how they can help, how they can donate, what your goal is. Remind people to come to the walk. I mean, the morning of the walk, I am reminding people it's not too late to show up at City Park. It's a beautiful June Sunday morning. Grab your dog. I'll see you at City Park. So it's just never too late to remind people they can donate at the event if they want to, right? We all have procrastinators in our lives. Don't leave them out of the fun. So keep that final, you know, work right up till the last minute. And then finally, make walk day fun, right? There are so many ways, and those of you who are new to the walk will see all the creativity that our fundraisers bring to City Park. But you'll see costumes and team t-shirts. People will bring party favors. I've seen people with, you know, pom-poms and all sorts of fun things like that. I love to, oh, Raleigh's asking to be let in. I love to bring a cooler, have some snacks and drinks, that stuff. Some of that's already there. But we love to sort of make it a party. We make Walk Sunday a part of our circle's June tradition. So I have friends every year, they're waiting to hear from me. When's the walk? When's the walk? They just know this is what we do. Team Brooks meets over in this area of the park, and we always go out for barbecue afterward. So really make it so that people that donate to your team and come to the walk, they feel like they're a part of it. And then next year they're going to come back. So make it so that people want to come back. So with that,